Hello everybody and welcome back to more WoW leveling, Midsummer Fire Festival Episode 2. If you missed the first Midsummer Fire Festival leveling words, I'll put the little card up here, you can click on that, and it'll take you to a separate tab, which is nice, you can check that out. But for now, we're continuing our Fire Festival journey. So, I've covered pretty much all these fires. I need to go down to Ungoro. I forgot Thousand Needles actually has nothing. I guess Tanaris actually does. So I could fly straight to Tanaris and go to the Gadget Zan, which is probably what we're going to do here. I actually know where everything is now because I did it on my warrior that's level 52, almost 53. Dude, I forgot how good Fire Festival leveling is. Like, if you don't want to do Shadowlands, you can get like numerous levels by just going around doing fires. I did all of Kalimdor and I did, I think, like this chunk of Eastern Kingdoms. I haven't done the top, and I already got like a level and a half. Like, it's spicy. I love it. And there's still Pandaria, Northrend, Outland. Like, there's still a bunch. So I think I can probably get another level out of it. So 100% worth it if you haven't done it and you need some WoW leveling. So let's head on down here. Yo, this is like, I forgot about Thousand Needles being underwater. I don't know why. I was literally flying over it. I think maybe because I played classic WoW before I did my WoW leveling. Because I did my WoW leveling here in Thousand Needles. I remember that. And that was like 8 years ago at this point. And classic WoW was like 3 years ago, which is kind of funny that I've played classic WoW in Thousand Needles prior to, or more recently than I've played the actual game, Thousand Needles retail. Either way, that's fine. I was just thinking, because it looks like a really big river, but it's not. Well, I guess, would this be considered a river? I only say that because we're making pointless top 10 rivers right now. And I was like, this would be kind of a meme river pick, you know what I'm saying? But we've already made the list. It's already like filmed. I'm not going back. Maybe, dude, okay. I just thought of a pointless top 10. Pointless top 10 things that I forgot to put on my lists. That's actually pretty good, because every list, I swear to God, someone's like, you forgot the Tree of Wisdom and the blah, blah, blah. Or like, I think I forgot the World Tree or something. That's what it was. Or someone's like, you forgot the Tony McGee, the random NPC in the middle of nowhere down here. How could you forget that? So I'm gonna do a pointless top 10 things I forgot to put in pointless top 10 lists. That's actually a good idea. Dude, great job, brain. See, all you gotta do is just talk out loud to yourself. Just talk out loud to yourself, and you'll be surprised the amount of things you come up with. Which, by the way, I've said it before, but like, I feel like anybody can do this. Anybody can talk to themselves. It's really just a learned skill. It's like an acquired thing of just kind of letting your brain talk. I think a lot of people do this naturally. Like people in real life where they're like, I don't even know what I'm saying. And they just talk and talk. You probably know some people like that. I only do this when I'm recording. When I'm not recording, I do not talk like this at all. Like, I just go, yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty neat. Like, I'm much, a lot fewer words are said when I'm not recording. And I think I'm also saving up energy to record things or live stream or whatever it might be. Which, by the way, I wanted to bring this up in one of these videos because I'm curious now, as somebody who's been making these for almost 10 years, and I'm sure a lot of you have watched these for almost 10 years. I did a poll on YouTube and a poll on Twitter about how long you spend playing video games. And I was curious because back in the day, I mean, even when I started YouTube, I used to play video games like over 5 hours a day, right? I feel like a lot of us did. And now, I only play a couple hours a day. And part of that's just because I also have to, you know, this is my job. You know what I mean? So like, at least when I'm doing it, I'm like, well, this is what I do to make money, right? So I'm like obligated to play video games as part of my thing. It's almost like I'm doing an office thing. Well, it's far better than an office job, right? Like, that depends. Playing League of Legends may be far worse than an office job. But you know, for the most part, like, who wouldn't have fun just playing video? Although there are times when, like, you don't feel like playing games. That's like any job. There's times you don't feel like going to work. Many people, it's every day. You get what I'm saying, though, right? That's another thing. Like, so many people are just like, you know, it definitely is tricky to, after a while, you get tired of playing games or streaming or doing things. Like, I agree. There's days where I don't want to play games. There's days where I don't want to talk nonstop like this. My stomach hurts and I'm like, what's up, gamers? There's, like, plenty of those. But at the same time, like, I just compare that to doing a different job. Would I rather do this, like, play video games while talking and being like, ugh, or would I rather do, like, a normie job while I have, like, stomach pain for 8 hours, right? Like, clearly there's a winner there. So, I mean, I'm still thankful, extremely thankful, honestly, that I have that as my career. Because, I mean, I can say it's a career at this point. I've been doing it 13 years. I guess I only made money from, like, 11 years. Doesn't matter. It's been a long-ass time. Oh, God. What was my point? Talking... Gaming hours. Okay, I knew I was going somewhere with this. So gaming hours. You know, for a normal person, like if I wasn't a live streamer or a YouTuber, all that stuff, I'd probably play maybe like 1 to 2 hours of video games a day. I think a lot of my video game playing time has also been split up into going to the gym, which is usually like an hour and a half-ish, if you include driving there. So usually I work out for like an hour, and then, you know, good traffic days, I get there like 8 minutes, bad traffic's like 15, so I just include that. And then, like, miniature painting. Like, usually 1 day a week I'll play a game of Warhammer with some friends, which is great because it's like real life interaction, and like it's essentially like a board game night, but you're playing a nerdy ass big tabletop board game with your miniatures. But it's really fun. But it takes like, because we play a 2v2, and so every week, so it takes like 4 hours. And by the end of that, I'm like, oh my God, that was a long game. 4 or 5 hours. There's been like 5-hour games before. But it's still fun, right? So I do that on top of like building miniatures, painting miniatures, but like it's also a hobby. Like, it's stress relief for me. And then I have tied it into my job essentially with my Warhammer Crendor YouTube channel. So, you know, and I live stream it sometimes. I love it. You know, I'm so happy I found miniature painting, because it's been a nice kind of nerdy hobby where I don't have to, you know, yell at my team. I don't have to sit at a computer, like, looking at the screen. You know, you're still sitting down, I guess, and kind of like, but it's definitely more creatively fulfilling as well than, you know, sitting there playing League of Legends and having my blood pressure skyrocket and stuff like that. So, I love it. And then, it got me thinking, being like, how many hours do people play video games now? Because I feel like a lot of Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that's populated with a younger audience now, obviously, because, you know, we all used to be young 10 years ago. Younger, I guess you could say. And I think a lot of us had more free time. When you're younger, I think you have more free time when you're in school. Even if you're studying, like, most of the time, you know, you can... I think you have more free time. But when you get older, you know, you have families, you have your job, you have, you know, hobbies and friendships, and, like, so many different things you have to manage, relationships. And then it kind of just... You have to, like, find time to play video games. You know what I mean? And so I think a lot of people just don't play as much as they used to, and I think a lot of people like that. Going to the gym, I mean, working out to me... Oh, I leveled! Woohoo! Wow! Wahoo! 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 Wee-wee! Wow! And I earned a bunch of titles. Neat. Working out to me isn't even like, you know how some people are like, oh man, should I work out today? Or like, I need, like, to me, it is a thing that I do. Like, it takes priority over so many things, because in order for me to do anything in life, you know what I mean? Like, for me to work, for me to feel good about myself, to have less anxiety, to you know, increase my lifespan, to feel good about, you know, just everything. Like, I need to work out. And I feel like as you get older, it's even more important. Like, when you're younger, you can kind of get away with not working out as much, but like, I wish I started working out when I was younger, because I think it could have prevented a lot of my medical issues. Like, maybe if I ate healthier, I wouldn't have had my gallbladder taken out. Maybe if I had better posture from working my neck and back muscles, I wouldn't have as much neck and back pain. I have more neck pain than back pain, but, you know, it's just that type of thing. And so it takes priority. And, I feel like the older you get, the more you focus on your priorities, if that makes sense, and especially your health and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. So I'm curious. Well, I guess I don't know, which is why I'm curious to how many hours do you spend playing video games a day or even a week? And you can comment below. Just let me know, because I am curious. I know people voted in the YouTube thing, and the consensus seems to be like 1 to 3 hours a day for most people. There's some people a little less, there's some people a little more. There's still some people, you know, popping off at like 5+ hours a day. But yeah, let me know. I'm genuinely curious. I'm gonna fly down here. And I gotta go to the dormy. I will say, if I get really into a new game, I think this is also part of it. It depends if I have something to play. Like when Classic WoW came out, and I was like super into Classic WoW. Like obviously I was still streaming it, so I was still, you know, quote, working, but I didn't feel, that was one time, like I didn't feel like I was working. I'm like, if I wasn't streaming, I would still be playing this, you know, you know what I mean? That's kind of what it was. So I was like playing Classic WoW like 7 hours a day. I think I'd still fit in some gym time, but I would like play for a few hours, go to the gym, get some food, come back, do that. Like I was just having so much fun when I played that. But then obviously, then it goes away and you're like, all right, whatever. But there's sometimes with games like that where you just, you know, you go on little binges of like, woo, and you're like, yeah, the youth in me's alive. But I think for the most part, there's like no games you're really hooked on, or you're busy or whatever it might be. I think people don't game as much, which also gets me curious. Do people watch YouTube or Twitch or listen to podcasts more? I would say podcasts has probably got to be the #1. I think with Cox and Crendor, we've had so many people be like, I don't play games anymore, but I'm still curious to like what you guys are up to, what you're doing, so I just tune in once a week. Plus with podcasts, you can listen like while you're doing it. You can listen while you're driving, you can listen at the gym, you can listen while you're painting mini. I mean, you can listen while you're doing anything. You can listen while you're playing video games. I think YouTube videos would probably be second, because you can kind of control the time in which you watch YouTube videos, if that makes sense. Like, you'd be like, oh, I watch YouTube videos when I'm doing this thing. Like, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, you can technically listen while you're in the car. You can't really watch. So if it's something like this, where you know absolutely nothing of value is going on visually, it's just me flying around, you could probably listen to this in the car.
Light bless you.
And then, or, I mean, you could watch it while you're on the treadmill at the gym, or I don't know, right? But I did go back to the right. Okay, I think I did, yeah. To return to Elizabeth in the present. Okay, good. Neat. And I think live streams are actually the hardest to make time for. And I think part of it's because it's just, you tune in and you don't know what happened in the past. You might not, sometimes it's kind of podcasty, other times it's not, so you got to pay more attention to it. I don't know. I actually think Twitch and live streaming is like one of the least, but I don't know. But at the same time, like if you're doing something, you can put on a live stream. Like even if I'm painting or doing editing, or like there's a bunch of things I could put on a live stream. It almost feels like background noise, but I guess this could be background. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I do think it would go like podcasting, then YouTube, then Twitch, in that order of like ease to listen to or watch on a consecutive basis. From my, I don't know, opinion of doing all three. Yeah, let's go over here. And where are those use fire. Oh my god, I literally flew past it. Oh, wait. No, I just put it out. Then the other one's over here. Okay. Sorry, I'm like talking while I'm doing this, so I'm like half brain, half pay attention, other half dumb. Okay, we go down here. We do this one. And bam. Okay. So now I can go up to Feralus, which I could go this way. Or I could go, I think, Camp Moyaki. I think it's Moyaki, right? Maybe, I don't know. I always called it Moyaki. Can I just, like, auto-fly there? What the okay. Okay, good. It's not one of those, like, go here, 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 and then you go there. It's like a 3 connecting flights to get to your place. It's like, I want the one-way flight straight there. That's all I want. Oh my god, you know what I hate? I was gonna talk about this on Cox and Crendor this week. When people don't put their carts back at the cart thing at the grocery store. That drives me insane. Like, they just leave their cart in the middle of, like, a parking space. Like, are you telling me your life is so busy, all right? Your life is so busy, it's so insane that you can't take 10 to 15 seconds to put a cart into the cart collecting thing? Like, okay, maybe once in a while, maybe you're so busy accidentally, you're like, oh, my cart, I forgot. I guess I could see that, but I still feel like I would know, like, oh, I didn't put the cart back. Like, the cart's just there. You have to, like, pull out and drive away. Like, I don't get it. Like, I think it's just some entitled people. Like, they'll come collect the cart here anyway. Like, the whole point is that you're being a stand-up person in society. Like, I feel like that tells a lot about a person if they don't put their cart back at the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can you can tell a lot about somebody if they don't put their cart back at the cart thing at the grocery store. It adds up. I don't know why I got on that tangent. I think it was just from the other day. I think it was because podcasting reminded me of things I wanted to talk about, and then that happened. I was thinking of podcasts I listen to. I think the only... Well, there's like a couple podcasts. I listen to like some Warhammer podcasts, like Warhammer Weekly's one, which is like, you know, my nerdy Warhammer podcast. And then I also listen to Bill Burr, which is like my... Dude, I love Bill Burr. I love his comedy. He's just a funny guy. And... That's probably the only podcast I listen to, come to think of it. And then, you know, I'll watch some streams, I'll watch some YouTube videos, but a little bit of everything. Let's see here. The fire is over here? I believe it's over here. It is. Okay, good job, brain. I mean, look at that. We're already 5 bars in. Speeding through these fires. All right, down we go. Yeah, there it is. Bloop. Very nice. Very nice. Now we go over to this one. I remember this one was a little tricky to find from my memory. Yeah, we'll see. All right. It's also crazy seeing so many new YouTubers and streamers and all that. I have no idea who, like, any of these people are. Like, I used to at least know of people, like, oh, yeah, I don't know that person, but I know of them, or like, oh, yeah, this person, yeah, YouTuber, but now it's like, everybody that watched YouTube and Twitch growing up is now doing YouTube and Twitch, so it's just like, it's, it's flooded. And then the next generation's watching those people, it's insane. My target demographic is when all those people start getting a little older, they start getting the back pain, the neck pain, they're gonna get it even worse, you know what I'm saying? Because they grew up with, like, tablets and phones. I grew up watching TV. My head was straight watching that TV. I wasn't looking down at the TV or, like, looking up. I guess maybe looking up more, but that kind of helped balance it out, I think. But yeah, they're all looking at tablets and phones down, and then they're, like, doing all this. Like, I don't know. I think they're gonna have some neck problems and all that, and then they'll have to be like, oh man, I'm tired of people being like, what's up, gamers? And they'll have to find that old dude that's like, don't you hate neck pain? And they'll be like, hey, I can relate to this guy. Boom. That's all you gotta do. See, you play the long game. Just wait for everyone to get older, get health pains, and then they start relating. What's the deal with gas prices? All right, let's go. By the way, dude, gas prices? Okay, everybody's like, oh, gas prices. I swear to God, there's more people driving now than there were before the gas prices went up. You would think like, oh, gas prices went up. I guess there's gonna be less people driving. I swear, there's like more people driving. Like, it's actually insane. They could probably raise another like $10. People still be driving around. I guess you have to, because you gotta like, you know, you gotta drive and do stuff unless you're taking public transportation. Larry, don't go! Oh, God. Back it up, 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 back it up. There you go. All right. I just assumed like there'd be slightly less cars. I didn't even think there'd be less cars. I thought there'd be slightly less, but there's not. It's wild. Okay, let's go up here. Come on, let's go. Still in combat. Still in combat. I could pop the aspect of the cheetah. Now we're good. All right. Wee. Let's go to Desolus. 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 Alright. I always liked Feralus. It's probably one of my favorite zones. It's just, I don't know, just a nice zone. Kind of foresty. A little mystical. But not too mystical. It's not like Ashenvale or something. It's got a little jungle vibe going on. I don't know. I loved Feralus. I think it was a solid zone. You got the big waterfall over here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's a good one. That's a good fall right there. That's a good fall. And we go up here. We go to the old Shadow Prey Village. And then go up to Nigel's Point, I believe is where it's at. Yes, yes. All right. Desolus, yeah. Also, these trees look at these trees. Like, these trees look kind of north. This one just looks like it's it got flattened out, like something crashed into it. Like, what happened? And it's got like some dinner plate looking canopies. Like, what is this? What is this? What's the deal? Ruins? Yo, ruins? Ooh. Pointless top 10 ruins be kind of neat. I swear, every time I do that, I figure out like more pointless top 10 ideas. It's really good. I also mentioned it last time, but I've really enjoyed making more pointless top 10s. Like, we made 2 pointless top 10s in the last 3 weeks, I think. And now Rivers will be happening next week, so I'm really trying to do a pointless top 10 every other week. Because, I don't know, I think it's just... It's a series I love doing, and it makes me happy making them. And I think even if you don't play WoW, you can appreciate a lot of the artistic things in WoW, you know what I mean? Because I think the art team is probably one of the strongest aspects of World of Warcraft, I'm not gonna lie. Even in, like, what I've mentioned in BFA, like, there's so many cool art things, but BFA, you know, obviously as a gameplay expansion was not very great, but there's still a lot of cool art, and the art team's probably like, dude, we made all this cool stuff, nobody cares. But I care. And I go out of my way. I'm gonna find those cool things, dude. So don't worry, art team, I'm on it. I saw someone recommend doing kitchens. That was kind of a fun idea. I mean, there's so many things I could do, and then you can even go like a little off the grid with it and be like, oh, pointless top 10 NPCs in the middle of nowhere, which is one I already did, but I was just kind of doing an example. Or I think Jesse recommended pointless top 10 areas that like nobody ever goes to or sees, kind of like vacant areas, like just a bunch of random mountains with nothing there, that type of stuff. So I think that's cool. I need to go around these mountains, speaking of which. Let's go up and away. Up and away. Dude, we've been watching SpongeBob. Because I hadn't watched SpongeBob in a long time. And Toaster Woman also grew up watching SpongeBob. So every night, we've just watched an episode of SpongeBob. Well, like 2 episodes, but 1 episode is 2 episodes. You know what I mean? And I was like, I want to see how well it holds up. Because obviously there's a lot of things you watch as a kid and then you go back and try and watch it and I'm like, I don't think I can watch this. Like I've had a lot of those moments like, dude, I love this show as a kid, and I watch it and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can watch this all the way through. SpongeBob is like actually amazing. Like it holds up extremely well. Like the animation, the humor, it's got just a good blend of like adult humor and like kid humor with like slapstick and dry and sarcasm, and there's a reason it's still around today. I don't think it's good anymore, because here's the thing, like I don't even think it's nostalgic, because like I'll remember the episodes. It also reminds me of classic WoW. Like I was nostalgic about it, and then I started playing more of it, and at some point the nostalgia starts to fade a bit. And I'm like, dude, I'm actually still having fun. Like, so that hippogriff is like walking in the air without flying? What the shit? What? Wait, they're all just walking. I don't like it here. So anyway, it holds up really well. I think if you go back and watch like seasons 1 through 3 of SpongeBob, it's like top tier. Top tier. It's kind of like The Simpsons. I think Simpsons season 4, 3 or 4, I think 4 through 8. It's like prime Simpsons. Like if you go watch those old episodes, they're really good. And then it hits a point where it's like it has some funny moments, but it's not bad yet, and then it just gets bad. I think that happens to every good show, right? It's got the ramp up period where it's like, all right, you know, I see what's going on. Then it hits its peak, then it starts to tail off, and then it just crashes. Although SpongeBob season 1 was still pretty good, I will say. I think the animation is also part of the reason. Like I don't know, I love it. So it's been fun watching that. All right, we do this. Like for example, I'll give you an example. There's like one SpongeBob episode where you probably remember it if you watch SpongeBob. SpongeBob's house is gone. The nematodes or whatever come over and they like suck away his house, and his pineapple house is gone. And he goes up to Squidward and Patrick and he's like, guys, my house is gone. I'm gonna have to move away. And then Squidward's like, oh my god, SpongeBob, move away. And he starts dancing. He's so happy. And he's like, I'm so sorry, Squidward. I know you're gonna miss me so bad. And then after all that, Patrick's like, hey, wait a minute, SpongeBob, your house is gone. And it's just like that subversion of humor where you feel like you're past that point, and then he just brings it back up like he wasn't paying attention at all. Patrick just has that kind of he's like dumb, but he's confidently dumb. You know what I mean? Like he's confident in his stupidity, which makes it really fun. Like the episode where he's like, you gotta set it to Wumbo. And you're just like, what? And he's like so confident, like, yeah, you just set it to Wumbo. And then that actually was what he had to do. Like it has so many moments like that where it's just really cleverly, it's really cleverly written. I think that's what I love about it. Is this where the Stone Talon one is? I actually don't remember if I got the Stone Talon. I think it's at Sunrock. Pretty sure it's at Sunrock. Let's fly up top over here. But then we tried watching a modern episode 1, and it was just not good. I'm sorry if you like modern SpongeBob, but like the writing was just kind of, it didn't have any of the cleverness that the old episodes had. It was a lot more slapsticky, I think. The cameras felt weird. Like in the old episodes, it felt like they were using an actual camera to record the character. You know what I mean? Like the camera angles and shots were all really good. In the modern episodes, it was like they'd zoom in on one character and then zoom out on that character. It just felt unnatural. It was kind of weird. It felt like they turned SpongeBob into a Cartoon Network cartoon. Does that make sense? Like one of those... It almost felt like it's like a Steven Universe SpongeBob. Which I'm sure some people like, but I was like, this isn't my SpongeBob. Hashtag not my SpongeBob. Yeah, I did not like it. So, but you know, they change writers, they change things over the years. It makes sense, but yeah. Oh, we're like 30 minutes. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this Midsummer Fire Festival leveling. Don't worry, we're going to have more. This is probably the most WoW leveling I've ever done. But hey, you know what? It's the Midsummer Fire Festival. We got to do as many fires as we can because we're already halfway to our next level. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment about your gaming hours. Let me know, or anything else I told you to comment on. And, Squeakers, how many hours a week do you game? Squeak, squeak, 1 to 3.